So the headline in the Journal de Montréal today reads as follows: Carnage for Montreal pedestrians in the month of December. And honestly, it is no exaggeration. At least 9 pedestrians in Greater Montreal have been mowed down in recent weeks. 6 people perished in just the last week, including, tragically, a 7-year-old Ukrainian girl who was struck and killed just yesterday, steps from her school. Honestly, what a heartbreak. Let's get some perspective on the situation with 2 people who know all too well about this. Firstly, we'll bring in our traffic guru, Rick Leckner. Thanks for your time, Rick.
Good afternoon. Terrible story.
Right? What is going on? Why is it so deadly for pedestrians nowadays? Have things gotten worse?
Well, the numbers say they have, and the driving habits of Montrealers have deteriorated. And I think, and I see this every day, Natasha, every day, as I'm sure you do. People go through stop signs. People go through red lights. People don't care anymore. Not everyone. And I have made this comment before, and in large part because of the constant frustration wrought on motorists by this road work. And you turn a corner and the road is closed. You turn a corner and there's a detour. You turn a corner and there's another cone. So people are just, I'm not trying to justify it, but that is the reality. That the construction and the lack of coordination in the city of that construction is causing drivers who never had great driving habits to start with to drive even more recklessly.
Yeah, and you know what? This is exactly what, when we talked about doing this question today, Rick, I said exactly the same thing. I mean, yes, there's construction every year. This is nothing new to Montreal. I cannot remember, and I've lived here my entire life, I cannot remember a time when so much construction was all happening at the same time. And it doesn't matter what part of the city you're in. So as much as we talk about slowing people down and narrowing lanes, I wonder how much of this actually gets talked about or thought about, considered when we try to figure out how to make things safer.
I'm not sure it does. And adding to this is the fact, as you just said, the streets are getting narrower. There's bike lanes everywhere. Again, we need to strike a balance. So I know one of the recommendations has been to make the curbs wider. That's being done. There's less and less space on the road for the cars. It's not as if the number of cars are disappearing. People at City Hall seem to think they are and want to deem it to be so, but it ain't happening. And the problem is, we're trying to deal with normal mobility of vehicles with a broken road system.
Yeah, an abnormal
You can't even
situation.
park downtown.
Yeah. Well, let's not even go there.
No, but the idea is that people are torqued.
So people go around the corner, and people go around the corner, and they're looking for a spot, and they're getting more and more frustrated, and they're getting more and more aggressive, and here's what's happening.
I've caught myself. I can honestly admit that I've caught myself in exactly that situation, circling the block, taking a detour to a detour, and I feel myself getting torqued, and then I'm late, and I'm a cautious driver.
And if you feel it, then everyone. I mean, this is not unique to us. Rick's right. This is everybody out there. When you have to contend with this, this is where the frustration sets in. You hate to admit it, but that's really the case. Rick, thank you. We do appreciate you weighing in on this.
That can be done, by the way. I just want to take one more minute because I know you have another guest.
Please do.
I have seen this in a number of states. In school zones, it's reduced to 15 miles per hour with flashing yellow lights, and often the police are there. People know, and I see it often. Cars almost come to a stop. We don't have that here. We don't have that discipline here, and it can be done.
You're right.
Makes
we
an
don't.
excellent point.
I
hope
the powers that be are listening. Thank you so much for your time, Rick.
Thank you.
Our traffic guru, Rick Leckner. Now let's bring in Sandrine Cabana-Degani, who is the director of Pietons Quebec, which is a pedestrian rights group. Sandrine, you're hearing Rick talk about it from a traffic perspective. From a pedestrian perspective, what is the reality in Montreal? Is it safe?
Well, no, it's not safe everywhere. It's not safe always because our roads are made to traffic to flow, even though there's a lot of road work and people are getting frustrated. The fact is our streets are still mostly done to make cars flow. And one problem is that it's not because of the bike lanes or of the curb extension that the streets are getting narrower or that there's more traffic. It's also because the number of cars are increasing in Montreal and in all over Quebec. There's more and more people having cars, 2 cars, and are driving around. So that's also part of the problem.
There's also, I would say, kind of as Rick touched on, a lack of awareness and a mentality that isn't there. Like, my mom lives in Ontario, and at crosswalks there, cars grind to a halt, immediately stop the minute somebody even comes near it. And school buses, same thing. Ambulances, people pull over. We don't seem to have that.
Crosswalks in this city are a joke. Let's be honest.
They're a joke.
Right? People, half the time you can't even see them. There's no lights necessarily at most, and people don't even stop. I've seen people stand on a curb waiting for a car to stop at a crosswalk. I think that's a huge problem, one that the city apparently doesn't care about.
Yeah, I think that giving the right of way to pedestrian is really a problem at pedestrian crossing, but also at the light. Sometimes we have the pedestrian light, and it's hard to get crossing safely. So there's a lot of behavior awareness that we have to do, but there's also, we know that it's when acting on the road design that we also can induce more safer behavior. So that's why we're asking for some infrastructure that can help reduce the speed of vehicles and help people see each other, drivers see a pedestrian and pedestrians see drivers.
Right, and I imagine the fact that it's getting dark so early now doesn't help things either. Sandrine, are you hopeful that changes will be made so it will be safer?
Well, we know that the things are starting to get going, but we really like if it can be more quick, because we need to act quickly if we want to save lives.
Excellent, excellent statement. Thank you so much for your time today, Sandrine.
Thank you. Have a good day.